It has been a minute since I was here, except for the Hope stream, but I am here. Bum, 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 bum. I did a bunch of dailies grinding. And apparently the Moogle event ended. Hopefully I can still buy the mount from it that I got the resources for, but we'll see. We shall see. Bum, bum. Oh. Oh. If I get rid of him, her, add in. Oh wait, that was off. It's interesting which ones are hard and which ones are not. Squadron is equal to the task. $250. Oh. Is it because magic is a part of the equation? Interesting, interesting. Whatever. See how that goes. Bum, bum, bum. Not a new one of those yet. This Tonberry's my favorite. Tonberry's such a good enemy. Although Cactuar is also an option, and Cactuars are also very good, so I don't know. Appears to still be here. I'm gonna talk to him, please. Okay, did that. Gulfax. Wait, I already have a Gulfaxi? What the heck is a Gulfaxi? Falcon. Summon a Kamui. Blessed by Lord Paco. Falcon or Kamui? Okay. Did that. Next, I want to go. guess I'll chart out what my path will be with this handy website. So first we have Shelfskull Sahagin. Then we have Ixali Wild Talon. Then Halberdier. Bagley. I killed Bagley yesterday when I was doing something else there. Nest Commander. Big ol' ant. Okay. It wants me to go Western Lenosia first to Aleport. I do not currently want to do the dailies here, so quick stop. Did not one-shot getting the new mount. One of these days I will. And I will be shocked. Bum ba dum ba dum bum. Bum 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 ba dum ba ba dum. Bum ba da bum. I joined the fate. Bum 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 bum. Central Thanalan. Which is Blackbrush Station. Excellent, excellent. Oh, this is a special of it. Leaving the nest. Frick. Do I want to try to... There's none? What the hell? See how long it takes me. Oh, second one. Oh, Kamui is in the fox spirit. Cool. Wild that there's no fates happening here at all. Oh. For the queen. This one man. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, bum. Level 14. Bum 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 bum. So many people here. Just trying to get their fate of choice, probably. Did I just... Oh, no, it's because I unlocked the rep level, I think. Yeah. How long do I wait? Don't want to do dailies forever. Alright, whatever. From Camp Tranquil. See if this fate is happening. Maybe. Womp. Womp. Nope. Bad camp. I'll fly there, and if it's still not happening, probably just warp away. I don't actually even know if these dailies do anything for me. So all dogs go to hell is pretty crazy. Okay. Southern Thanalan. Thanalanadondong. Instead of doing the thing they say, I will do my daily. And a wee bit of progression. Lunga is gone. She had no duties that would take her from the camp this day. I fear she rides for Zaharak. And her chance at Zagaz Tez head, the war leader must be told. She is gone. The impatient whelp. Reckless action is not martial courage. To charge into battle without certainty of oneself or one's enemies to court disaster. Lunga is beyond our help now. This is her battle, and her battle alone. Amal Jah forbids, law forbids intervention in such vendettas. If she wishes, I accidentally clicked. Shka will do nothing? We have trained Lunga since she was barely more than a hatchling. There must be something we honored ally. Though I risk bringing shame upon myself and the Brotherhood, I beg you hear my plea. As an Amalja, I am bound by our laws and customs, but you are not. Pray follow Lunga into Zanarak and see she survives this madness. Okay. Bum 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 ba-dum. Look at her sneaking around. Your doom has come. Why are you here? Did you follow me? I told you I don't need... Since you are here, perhaps you could prove useful. There's a cage yet deeper within the stronghold. I thought that perhaps it might be... Well, just free the prisoner, yes? The key is held by Monab Cha. He is the Firefang's second in command, and not to be underestimated. Zagaz Te is mine, but you will have your share of the glory. Now go. Alright. Deal. Oops. Monkey, monkey, monkey. Who is it? Who's there? Stay back. You stay away. I know why you're here. Filthy kidnappers. You've come from my little loon, haven't you? She's crazy. You can't have her. No one can have her. She's been promised to the Lord of the Inferno. Whoa. Mother, you're alive. Who is that? No, I know why you people snatchers and your dirty trick. Now, get my shit broke. Of course. I ordered a new computer case, which hopefully will stop this from being a problem. But until then, I just continuously crash. I was up at 200 Fahrenheit though, so it's pretty high. My CPU monitor thing is limiting when it gets too hot. Okay, well. Gods, no. Quite as touching as the reunion betwixt mother and child, I can scarce contain my tears of bittersweet joy. Zagazte, you'll pay for what you've done to her. Some of the tempered, such as this one, are exposed overlong to the sacred flame. They become the walking witness, barely aware of their own existence. Is Lord Ifrit's power not magnificent? Come now, 'tis time you were purified in the raging blaze of his blessing. Come back and face me, coward. Come on, to put an end to that monster's abominations once and for all. But if I'm to have any chance of victory, I'll need you to first destroy Ifrit's beacons. Honor and pride, adventurer. Okay. Beacons. Sure. Monkey. Blowing up big torches. You're as a lost kitten that has wandered into the Drake's lair. Surrender this doomed vendetta, submit to Ifrit's will as your mother did before you. How did they get up there? The pain. How is this possible? My spells are drawn from the searing furnace of Ifrit's might. Wrong. Your power is drawn from the beacons, and those altars of suffering are no more. Without your precious blessing, there's naught to protect you from the sting of my arrows. Mercy, mercy, I beg you. The will of our God is overwhelming. Spare my life, and I shall become your slave instead. Pitiful creature, if any bring shame to the Amajad, it is you. Your power is broken and my vengeance complete. No more of my arrows need to be stained by your coward's blood. Crawl back under your rock, lizard. Gullible fool, die. War leader. You forsook all that is sacred to a true warrior of the Malja. Zagos Te, for your cowardice and cruelty, the only reward is death. I beheld the entire confrontation, Unga. You fought with honor and with courage. Such was my proud exultation. The dagger flew unbid from my hand. How unfortunate, then, that Zagos Te stood in its path. It appears that perfect martial detachment yet eludes even me. Sag. Were you watching, Mother? You have been avenged. Is she dead now? Pretty far along this thing. So it being over, what does that mean exactly? It's just impossible to earn anymore? Behind their campfires. Though the embers of Ifrit's blessings yet smolder, we shall fight that fire with the flames we ourselves nurture, strength born from within. But I need not speak to you of strength, for you, perhaps, more than any, have neared the peak of perfection. You have earned the highest praise and deepest gratitude of my people. Even though our races clash in blood-drenched savagery, you, honored ally, will always be welcomed by the Brotherhood of Ash. I was just asking, the Moogle event, it being over, does that just mean it's impossible to get any more of that certain generation of token or whatever? Well, I've seen her face now. That maybe means something? I don't know. Let us not stray from the path of the strong. Who does she thinks she's ugly? These guys? Maybe. I guess that's reasonable. Or is she talking about the scar on her nose? And like other bunny people or cat people? I think she's a cat person, right? Well, if I had known it was ending today, I probably would have grinded more yesterday. I am 24 short of the last mount. It's too bad. Oh well. Rep grind? Is that this stuff? Oh no, there's one more level, I think. Oh, maybe not, actually. Wait. What am I looking for here? Halberdiers. Oh, here we go. Hiding behind your fate protector. Oh yeah. Halls of Flame in Ul'dah. When it makes me go back, I'm pretty sure that means it's over. That's how it worked with the fish. I guess I don't actually want to do this one then. Bum, bum. Now go back here. Buy a land lizard to go with my water lizard. Huzzah. Oops. Let's see if I get it on my first summon. Nope. Never do. Never do. Bum, bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, bum. Deck. Oh. Hello. I want to kill you for other reasons. Am I not supposed to have these things already? I feel like... Oops. Do I have to, like, buy a certain expansion to get this guy? Oh wait, I'm not 60 yet. Wheeling Thrust, though. And Fang and Claw. Maybe not. At what point have you beaten a Realm Reborn? Did they really give me a quest to come out here and kill one guy 3 times? Bum 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 bum. Oh, hello. Okay. What are these allied seals? Who takes the allied seals? Why is that worth doing? Huh. Oh. Oh. Too bad. Huh. 119 there. I guess if this is a 6, it's pretty good. Hey. Alright. Don't you silently talk to me. I want one of those. Goofy balloon carriages. Do they just have really cheap helium? Maybe extra powerful helium?
Minfilia, am I right?
None other. I bid you welcome to Revenant's Toll, and to thank you for traveling so far on such short notice.
As if I could ever say no to Urianger.
Moonbreeder is an accomplished Sharlayan scholar and an authority on aetheryte technologies. She has played an invaluable role in our search for a means to capture Ascian souls.
Charmed, I'm sure.
Moon! Gods, it's been ages!
Oh, longer, sister.
A joyous reunion indeed.
Well, of course it is. Moon and I are like twin sisters.
Save in appearance and aptitude.
Zing.
Everyone, if I could have your attention. We have with us an esteemed guest who has come from Sharlayan to assist us. I bid Moonbreeder join us here that she might share with us her extensive knowledge of Aetherites. Also, as many of you are already aware, she has been overseeing our research into white auracite, a sample of which she has been good enough to bring with her.
Well, I had to come, didn't I? You'd have to be bloody daft to turn your nose up at a chance like this. Where better to conduct my final tests than a land so steeped in ether you can taste it?
'Tis plain the passage of the years hath done little to dampen thy youthful spirits. And nothing at all to reform thy youthful manner.
Oriange, where in the hells have you been hiding?
Smoosh.
Unhand me.
I come all this way, and that's what you have to say to me. I much preferred when you were pleading with me to drop everything and hurry to your side. What was it you said? None save thee can satisfy this need.
Go on. Thine artless attempts to misrepresent mine all too innocent motives do thee little credit. Mine intent, as well thou knowest, was but to impress upon thee the gravity of the circumstance. Lest thou doubt, a deiform entity shall shortly be summoned, save if thou and no other grantest my compeers thine aid.
You still haven't found it then, your missing Aetherite?
We have not. No. We know that Iceheart teleported to an Aetherite not far from the first. Yet even after careful analysis, we could not locate the second beacon. We now suspect that the heretics destroyed the second Aetherite to impede our pursuit. Our allies continue to scour Snowcloak for Iceheart's sanctuary, but we have no guarantee that he will find it. Yet it must be found, for even now Iceheart has called upon things cheap.
I'm sorry, but if the Aetherite is destroyed, then that's that. Although,
One of our own bore witness to her escape. I can say with absolute certainty that I can't use the Aetheryte.
In that case, there might be a way, so long as the ethereal current is still flowing.
Truly? How?
We use the current to recreate the beacon. As you know, Aetherites are a bit like lighthouses. We use them to reconstitute our physical forms when crossing the ethereal sea. Without them, we'd lose all sense of direction and our essence would dissipate. However, we don't rely solely on these beacons. There are currents of ether which flow between them, currents which help guide us to our destination. Now, these currents will gradually dwindle away to nothing if an Aetherite is destroyed. But if even a sluggish flow remains, we could theoretically use it to direct a surge of concentrated ether towards the void left by the beacon, and thereby fill it up again.
Like opening the floodgates to fill a dry riverbed. Though, correct me if I'm wrong, but would we not need a veritable reservoir of ether?
In concert, we might manage to channel a sufficient volume, yet that is not my chief concern. To direct the flow of so great a volume of ether with the requisite precision would be a nigh impossible task in itself.
I barely succeeded in facilitating travel to an unattuned beacon. That which you describe sounds considerably more difficult.
And dangerous. Every person who has attempted to teleport in this fashion has died in the process. They, however, did not have white auracite at their disposal. I can use it to channel all the ether you can give me into the Aetherite. However, white auracite cannot retain ether for an extended period of time, so we would need to infuse it immediately beforehand. Just so you know, I'd confidently give this plan better than even odds of success. And if the worst comes to worst, your people won't suffer.
Though it risked the lives of our best and brightest, we have not the time to seek other options. If the ethereal current still flows, we shall carry out Moonbreeder's plan.
That's the spirit. Let's roll the dice.
Nod. Nod. They gave me some bacon broth. I've already informed Alphanod of our plan to recreate the beacon in a manner Moonbreeder described. He agreed that despite the inherent danger, it represents our only hope of success. He also said that he wished to meet with you at Snowcloak before proceeding. I expect you will find him waiting for you there when you arrive. I want you to know that I appreciate everything you have done on our behalf, Fluffy McGee, and that I have faith you will return to us, as you always have. Okay. You know what I just remembered I was planning on doing is a couple more daily things. Did I not unlock? Oh, I guess I didn't. Oh well. bum, bum, bum. What's that want me to do? Lizard. Do do dee do dee do do. Get sneezed on. The heck? What? Something amiss. Okay. honor me with your company for a moment. Yes, yes, let us speak for a while. You have been an absolute godsend to our order, a savior, a saint, a godsend. Our barrows have been overflowing with ore since you arrived. Yes, yes, full to the brim. At this pace, a moon from now, you may be speaking to, dare I dream, something. We shall be the butt of Kobold society no more. Can Kobold get any more pathetic? Maybe if you got off your arse and elped for once, you could dream a little bigger. But surely you know the old Kobold saying, yes, yes, slow and steady. Enough of your blathering. Fluffy, you must come with me. Why, you say? I'll tell you why. Can't Overlook is under attack by the nastiest horde of kobolds I ever seen. That's not the least of it. Word has it, they've got some newfangled weapon that's got Commander Bloden and his men tearing something. I'll have to join the defense. We can count on ye as well. A kobold attack. How terrifying. Frightful, horrifying, terrifying. What is it that angers them so? Yes, yes, I wonder. Right, vicious burrito bomb that could blow a good-sized vessel out of the water. Sheer 8 in the beastman's eyes got me to wondering, do you reckon this is somehow our fault? No sooner do we start lending our strength to Gigu and his sorry lot than Camp Overlook suffers its worst kobold assault in years. Call it me mariner's intuition, but I'd wager a pirate's booty that Zoga is at the helm of this. I must remain behind and tend to my comrades, and I ask of ye, return to Gigu and see if me suspicions are true. Gigu. Great losses your camp suffered. This is a pity, a shame, a crime, a pity. Good thing it was not us. Yes, yes, we are lucky indeed. A secret new weapon. Such rumors have come our way before. Yes, yes. One of our acolytes overheard Zoga speaking of just such a thing. You should seek him out. Yes, yes. You must speak to Bago. But I warn you, he is an odd one. Curious, eccentric, odd. So a hidden passage, secret, secluded, hidden. The passage is guarded closely, guarded night and day, yet Bago has friends in high places. Yes, yes, he does. Bago will gather his lovelies, his beauties, his dears, his lovelies. You will go ahead to Northern Iron Lake and seek out one Gazi. Yes, yes, you will. Gazi. Shush. Last time someone woke Zoga from his beauty rest, he had the offender mine an entire ore vein with his fingernails. Yuns wouldn't want that to happen. Nuh-uh. Baga told me to expect Yunz's. Zoga's workshop is on the other side of this exhaust pipe. Yuns'll go quickly and quietly, silently, soundlessly, quietly, that sort of thing, until no one that eyes open the door. Yuns listening? Okay. Yes, we have arrived. And yet, what is this? Bago hears Zoga's lackey scurrying about. Bago's lovelies are trembling in fear, shivering, shaking, trembling. This will not do. No, it will not. You must see to Zoga's men before we have our fun. Yes, you must. Are you ready, my lovelies? Yes, you are. Take them and gently place them in the furnace, sweetly, tenderly, gently. Then stand back quickly. Yes, with haste. The smell of a burnt-out furnace in the morning, or was it the evening? Does it even matter? No, it does not. Bago cannot bear to be parted from his lovelies any longer. His heart weeps, cries, sobs, weeps. Yes, we must leave as we came. Bum 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 bum. source of ammunition knocked out. Oh, Commission, I reckon the 13th Order won't be coming back to wreak havoc on Camp Overlock anytime soon. But we've only begun to fight. I will not rest till Zoga and his lickspittles have been driven from Ugamaru entirely. Gigu, have you gone mad? Balmy, mad? BB, what a lovely surprise. A pleasure. Who's this now? My beloved BB. But I have longed, yearned, pined, longed to look upon your delicate whiskers, your dainty paws. Gigu, you and your friends sabotage Zoga's prize furnace, yes? You cannot fool me. No, I can see. Aye, the girl's a sharp one. Zoga is on a rampage, a fury, a frenzy, a rampage. He says he'll find the culprit and toss him into a vat of acid. He'll kill you, Zoga. But I'm too young to die. Then you must abandon this madness and flee this place. Run, take flight, flee. Yes, I think I will. It was nice knowing you all. Goodbye. Good luck. Farewell. Are you out of bloody mind? We've come this far and you're just going to leave your comrades behind? Take one cowardly step and I'll skew you where you stand. Of course, I will stand and do battle. Clash, brawl, battle. You've not changed one bit, Gigu. No, you are as weak and wishy-washy as ever. Can you not make up your mind? You are right, BB. Yes, you are. I will fight and then run. No, run and then fight? I've seen enough of this. Yes, I am through with you. Do what you want and do it alone. Abandoned, unaccompanied, alone. Wait, BB, no, you must not go. Fortune favors the kobold. You can now accept the next class job quests. These quests offer opportunities not only to earn gil items and gear, but also new class job specific actions. Oh. The sly salvages. Okay. Now I did my dailies for today. Ba-bam. Bateleur. Half stone. Interesting. Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Here is a rock. Another summon fight. I cannot say if your own strength will suffice, and so I would encourage you to call upon your allies. Some may have reservations about wagering their lives on the success of Moonbreeda's experiment, but others will surely agree that desperate times call for desperate measures. Before you assemble your party, pray speak with that knight. I believe he has a message for you from Sir Aymeric. Sir Aymeric regrets that he could not be here in person and asks that I read you this letter. Him. Ishgard faces an unprecedented threat, yet in our hour of need it is not her knights who stand poised to defend her. Fluffymega Yorkson, the warrior of light, savior of Eorzea, your deeds this day shall not be forgotten. Where others would flee, you choose to remain. Where others would falter, you rise to the challenge. Where others would use their gifts for selfish ends, you wield yours in service to a greater cause. May Halone bless you with good fortune and see you safely home. Ach afa afitait. Ach afa amphitheater. Oh, that last word is a real word. Bum ba dum bum 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 bum. The steps of fall. Louis Soir Lavalier. Nananji Nononji. Wish to cover his movements leading up to the calamity, and to that end I have requested an interview with the Immortal Flames. He served the Eorzean Alliance as a tactician, you see. So there ought to be someone in the Order who had dealings with him, and while my request has thankfully been accepted, there's just one problem. I don't have much experience conducting interviews, and I'm worried whether I'll be able to do a proper job. As an adventurer, you're doubtless used to dealing with people. Thus, I would like to ask you to accompany me in the capacity of an assistant. It would be tremendously reassuring to simply have you watching on. And, if you're amenable, afterwards I'd like to interview you as well for your own impressions. For your troubles, I'll be certain to credit you as a collaborator. So please, won't you help me with my biography, that the memories of the calamity might be preserved for future generations? To begin with, please come with me to Camp Drybone in eastern Thanalan. There's a place I'd like to visit ahead of the interview. Okay. For Avila, you say. She said something about sharing a flagon with her countrymen over at the Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I'll warn you though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Ganelon tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was going to rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of a personal nature, if you catch my drift. I don't? What do you mean? This is like quicksand. There's a coffer and coffin. Is that outside the city? Behold, the lovely Miss Avila. Just as predicted, let us keep watch from here, so as not to set off the girl's famed temper. How many times must I tell you, there is no cause for concern. The spoils shall be mine. It may as well be written stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered and suffered long, but my victory shall mark a new era, just as Raban Aldin won a new life for himself in the Colosseum. Some. Prize that I shall claim will bolster the wealth of our people 1,000, no 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the Uldans no longer, and with that I must be off to the Nanawa mines to meet somebody. Master, maybe. Mr. Vila self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce that my own chances of felling her in the field of battle are slim. I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now. Go hee hee! Trying to steal a villa from Uncle Ulti's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Ulti's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of the road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? The distinctive smell of fire sand. Another one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashu? Heavens no, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this would be willing to give me a lesson? They're on to me. Preposterous. Could it be that Musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks? See, in any event, I shudder to think what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave-ho? You gotta be kidding me. You done got slapsticked. Don't want to use explosives against the Looney Tunes. In the unlikely chance that it actually goes as planned, they'll survive, no biggie. That maiden in mighty garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit closer. I thought we agreed no hard labor until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself, just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hagelina. I have taken all the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is even the most modest estimates value its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from Ishtames. The poor little girls in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn for the Uldan upper crust. These days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Abby. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands cheering your name, I'm proud, no matter how humble our birth. If we stand strong and stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That's your problem. You've always been too quick to settle for less than you're worth. But worry not, for your sister is watching over you. I will do this, for us. Now I must return. God forbid one of those prying reporters overhears us. That's my Avi, unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in a moment of tenderness. May the gods smile on you, sister, and be safe. A more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen, and yet I fear it has afforded us little in the way of prospective clues. And Simafila's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Did you just hear what I heard? Look, kids, Uncle Ulti has had it up to here with you. Do you think you could just fall in this pit and die like a good little boy? Wee-hee-hee, I'm talking to you, Mr. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer. Not you, you idiot. No need for concern, friends. I've simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground, and I'm pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary. Our hero. Now, shall we return to Ul'dah? The Mithril Cup will be starting before long, and the last thing we want for after all this is to lose our bout by forfeit. Could it be? Did that musclehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The others seem completely unsurprised at this turn of events. Doubtless he has performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman if I ever saw one. But if you think that means I'm gonna show mercy on you, you've got another think coming. Time to break out the big guns. I dug 2 pits, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second one was right around... Ha ha ha. Get slapsticked again.
You should never have come here, Warrior of Light. I labor only to forge a lasting peace. A peace you would deny us out of ignorance and blind faith. No matter. If it is our fate to be at odds, then it is mine to strike you down. We whom gods and men have forsaken shall be the instruments of our own deliverance. Partake of my flesh. Fill this vessel with your light. Walk amongst your brothers and sisters once more. Oh, Saint Shiva, still the hatred within our hearts and bless us with eternal grace.
got diamond dusted. That's the move. What the hell is going on? Not notice any mechanics except for the one with the like circles around the different random people. Oh, I got a player commendation. I thought she turned herself into Shiva.
Fool. Blind, bloody fool. You, of all people, should understand the suffering war begets. That no sacrifice is too great if it brings an end to the violence.
Why should that be something I know about?
Mine is the righteous cause. You fight in a war you do not understand. A pawn of liars and schemers. And they are no less ignorant than you, following the creed of their fathers without question, never thinking to ask why. Trapped in a delusion of their own creation, and blind to the truth. Warrior of light, redemption is not beyond us. We who walk before may lead those who walk after. Seek the keeper of the lake. See with eyes unclouded. Do not squander Mother's gift. Hear, feel, think.
And so the vessel withdraws, a predictable outcome. Nevertheless, La Habrea will be pleased. How unfortunate.
What? Of course you're alive. Why wouldn't you be? Isard did what? You're certain about that? Dravanians are skilled with glamours, after all. Look, if you say that's what you saw, I believe you. It's just that I've never heard of a primal being summoned like that before. Are you sure you're not injured? Head trauma has been known to cause hallucinations, you see. No? Fair enough. I was only asking. If you ask me, there's naught to be gained from mulling over the implications of your story in the freezing cold. Let's save it for the Rising Stones, eh? I'll get everyone to meet us there. Ah, but before that, you had best pay a visit to White Brim Front and speak with Alphanod. He's probably worried sick about you. That, or he's busy playing at politics with the Ishgardians. Either way, I'm sure he'll be delighted to see you hale and healthy. Speaking of which, you don't have a headache or anything, do you? No? Blurred vision? Oh, no reason. See you again soon. There he is, and none the worse for wear. Was there ever any doubt that the Warrior of Light would succeed? I think I speak for us all when I say that I should like nothing more than to hear the stirring tale of your victory, if you would be so kind. Then we were too late to prevent the summoning, but not too late to prevent further loss of life, an outcome worthy of celebration, one for which we have Fluffy to thank. Yes, you are right, of course, Sir Aymeric. You should be content with what we have accomplished. I, for one, could not have wished for a better outcome. Shiva is no longer a threat, and the heretics have been routed. There is the matter of Iceheart's escape, but she cannot run forever. Whether it takes days, weeks, moons, or even years, my knights will find her. In the meantime, Lord Drillmont, is the caravan ready? The supplies that your men recovered have been prepared for transport in accordance with your wishes. Rest assured that my knights will see them safely to Revenant's Toll. Of that I have no doubt. I take it these are the self-same supplies the heretics stole from the House of Vortemp's caravan. Less the crystals which comprise the bulk of the shipment, yes, scarcely a fraction of that which was promised, but a meaningful contribution to your cause all the same. On an unrelated note, Fluffy, might I trouble you to accompany me to Camp Dragonhead at the earliest convenience? 'Tis not for my benefit. A certain lord was most distressed when he learned of your intent to risk life and limb to stop Iceheart. Took half a dozen knights to restrain him, I am told. Men give vent to their anxieties in myriad ways. Pray do not... Hello, Horsehall. What were you thinking, wagering your very being on a dubious theory which might allow you to enter Iceheart's lair, knowing full well that she could have sufficient forewarning to complete her ritual to summon Shiva anyway? And then engaging the abomination in mortal combat? By the fury, Fluffy. 'Tis the stuff of ballads, a battle for the ages. Would that I had been there to fight by your side. Yet here I was forced to wait, condemned to wonder at the fate of a dear friend for a veritable eternity. I would not wish such torture on my... well, blah blah. But you are here now, and that is what truly matters. Sir Aymeric wished to have words with you and Master Alphanod in private. He awaits us in the intercessory. show you in at once.
On behalf of the Holy See of Ishgard, allow me to express my deepest thanks. Never before have we been required to contend with a primal. Indeed, there were fears in some quarters that our knights might not be equal to the task. From what we have now learned of these beings, I can say with certainty that we would have lost a great many men had the Scions not intervened.
Then the argument for preemptive action should be self-evident. Perchance now you will reconsider my proposal that Ishgard move against Nautalon.
Ere we first met, a similar proposal was tabled, but the Holy See decreed that we were to observe, and that military action should be taken only in self-defense. All things considered, it was not an unreasonable decision. Since the calamity, 2 vigils have fallen to the Horde, while Garuda has never shown any inclination to storm the gates of judgment. Which is why this unprecedented crisis and its resolution may prompt a change in policy. You who have faced these primals know well the threat they pose. Ishgard did not. Not until now. And there is naught like a brush with death to change a man's outlook.
At the very least, this should silence any lingering objections to our arrangement with Revenant's Toll. The Holy See may even feel moved to grant us its formal endorsement.
So far as it is possible, the Scions shall be compensated for their service.
We should be grateful for any aid you can provide.
As a gesture of good faith, I shall withdraw my previous request. Your people are doubtless needed elsewhere.
That will not be necessary. We too have a vested interest in watching Dravania's movements.
I see. Once more, I must thank you.
Sir Emmerich, if I may, do you truly believe that Midgard-Zoma could return?
The heavens are a window unto truth, but those who interpret their movements are not infallible. I requested your involvement as a precautionary measure.
But of course, you sought an excuse to compensate us from the first, mindful of what would happen if Revenant's Toll were taken by your enemies. Ishgard is not wont to aid its neighbors, but that does not preclude it from manipulating them to serve its own interests.
Choose your next words carefully.
Do you know what sort of man becomes Lord Commander of the Temple Knights? One who comes from good stock. I did not, yet he... Because I swiftly learned to tell the difference between words, deeds, and beliefs. You are correct, Master Leveilleur. Ishgard desires to see Revenant's Toll flourish, as it would present a troublesome obstacle to our enemies from the south.
We are so glad to be of use to you.
As we are to you. Ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement, lest we forget, one born of necessity. The dragons grow more restless by the day, and the heretics harry us nigh without cease. We have contended with such troubles for centuries, but there are limits to even our endurance. Yet as a pauper is loath to part with his meager possessions, the leaders of Ishgard are not wont to render up their trust to outsiders. But with perseverance on our part, they may yet be made to see the light. Nevertheless, one must take care when walking the road less traveled.
Wise words, Sir Emmerich. I shall make a point to remember them. I must apologize for my earlier outburst. I hope it will not sour our good relations.
Not at all. You but spoke from the heart. I trust you understand that at times my duties may prevent me from meeting with you. On such occasions, my second-in-command will speak for me.
Lucia, at your service. Pray excuse our reticence. We are but wary of speaking too freely, lest our sentiments be made known to our enemies. Know that the Lord Commander and I are of one mind. For the sake of Ishgard, and of Eorzea at large, I pray our peoples can put aside their differences. Those who dwell in the past risk losing sight of their future.
Should aught befall one of our shipments, pray inform Lucia immediately. You may also relay to her any words you might have for me alone. Not being of Ishgardian birth, she owes no allegiance to any noble house, making her as near to incorruptible as one can find in my homeland. Suffice it to say, I trust her completely, and so may you. Which reminds me, Lord Orchefort, if you would be so kind?
Certainly.
In times such as these, trust is ever in short supply. Mayhap this will go some way to rectify the problem. The results of our investigation into the heretics' recent attacks, as well as our interrogation of the merchant you detained.
Sir Emmerich, I cannot thank you enough.
Think nothing of it. Ishgard may be many things, but it is no friend to Garlemald.
Did I not tell you to have faith, my friend?
Bum, ba-dum, bum. Merp. If what you say is true, Ishart's method of summoning Shiva defies all precedent, if it necessitates a complete reprisal of the primal threat and of our approach to combating it. Moreover, there are grave ramifications if word of this incident reaches Imperial ears. The Garlean Empire believes that primals are an insufferable menace, that their mere existence is a threat to this very star. As such, they deem any action taken against the beast tribes to be justified by default. Imagine then, if it became known that it was not only the beast tribes of Eorzea that could summon primals, but her civilized peoples as well. Any lingering objections to the Eorzean campaign would vanish overnight. Where before we had to contend with a single Imperial Legion, we could well find ourselves facing the combined might of all Garlemald. But I speak unadvisedly. Come, it is better that we continue this conversation in Mordona.
Words cannot well express how glad I am to see you return to us hale and whole. Needless to say, I am most eager to hear your account of that which occurred in Kurthis, assuming you're ready to speak of it. Excellent. I shall summon the others at once. Iceheart used her own body as a vessel for a primal soul?
Master Louisoix's writings make no mention of such a possibility. Can we be certain this entity was a primal?
As certain as we can be that good King Mogulmog the 12th was a primal, I should think. Both were ostensibly summoned.
Let's not quibble over definitions. Of more concern is the implication that Iceheart retained her will, even after she was possessed. We are talking about a mortal, wielding the power of a primal.
It can't possibly be that easy, can it? There must be some sort of sacrifice required. Or maybe she's just special?
What qualities this woman possesseth, I know not. But full sure am I that she was groomed for this role. Few are privy to the secrets of summoning, and but a single party standeth to profit from their dissemination.
Well, I wouldn't presume to comment on how the lass came to know about summoning, but I will say that what she summoned was a primal. The readings were the same, or near as damn it. Strange as it all sounds, it's really no different from what you've faced before.
Then mayhap it is time that we re-examined our previous encounters.
Oh, pack your things, Ida. We're going back to Gridania.
Yes, sir.
About Iceheart's final words to you. Hear, feel, think. Hydaelyn speaks to her as well. If Iceheart is blessed with the power of the Echo, she will doubtless have used it to further her goals. Or could it be that it was a revelation granted her by the Echo which first set her on this path? She did say that the Ishgardians were blind to the truth. Do you think she has knowledge of the origins of the Ishgardian-Dravanian War? It would do much to explain her unwavering conviction.
Did not the Lady Iceheart implore thee to seek the Keeper of the Lake? And did she not imply that in so doing thou wouldst come to see with eyes unclouded?
Midgard-Zoma was a king amongst kings who reigned for centuries on end. But he is dead and his wisdom lost to the ages. Unless the Ishgardians' fears are well-founded. It would seem we have yet another reason to stand watch over the Keeper of the Lake. For a mercy, we are well positioned to do so. Iceheart, Shiva, Ascians, and Midgard-Zoma. I shudder to think how they're all connected.
Okay. "'Tis well that you are on hand. We have a problem. Raoul has escaped. It happened shortly after the Immortal Flames took her into custody. She had been placed in a dungeon cell ahead of her coming trial, but apparently the accommodation was not to her liking. The turnkey was found slain along with 2 guards. 'Tis plain she received inside help. Citizens report seeing Raoul quitting the city via the Gate of Nald, with a bloodied spear in her hand. She makes for Castrum Meridianium. I am certain of it. With her fate in Eorzea as good as sealed, what recourse has she but to flee to her imperial masters? Even as we speak, Captain Ilberd and the First are hot upon Raoul's heels. Pray make haste to Camp Blue Fog, and join the hunt. Blue Frog is more fun, but fine. Walked right through. can't kill her first. Womp womp.
I've heard. Truly bothersome business. No, I do not foresee a problem on that front. The main concern is Roban. There is no telling what the brute might do. Have the Blades watch him in the flames day and night. You may leave the Sultana to me. I shall personally attend her grace. Sever one of the East Aldenard trade routes. That ought to keep Lolorito occupied for a while. Nanamo Ulnamo. For my sake, pray be a good little sultana to the last.
Snack time.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino. To think that
That's how you
Flame
pronounce
Marshal
his name?
Huayu was the Garlean agent. I know not what to say. Together with Robon, Aline lent us much needed aid at the time of our order's founding. She was particularly passionate about the need to tackle the primal threat. When we discussed the subject, her eyes fairly shone with determination. Whatever else she may have been, I choose to believe that it was her true self with whom I spoke then. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have an important announcement to make regarding our effort to defeat the Asians. We shall begin as soon as everyone is assembled. My thanks for coming, friends. Moonbreeder, the floor is yours.
By now, I'm sure you're all familiar with white auracite, the miraculous material that'll allow us to capture Ascian souls. Back at Snowcloak, we verified its ability to absorb vast amounts of ether. Alas, it leaves something to be desired in the area of stability. The stone can only store ether for a short while before expelling its contents.
In addition to auracite's inherent limitations, we must needs be wary of our enemy's strength. Our foe draweth upon an infinite wellspring of power. Even should we succeed in entrapping him, the stone will not long contain his wrath.
Meaning that, if we want to kill the swine, we'll have to be quick about it.
'Tis our belief that an Ascian soul may be permanently undone, if smitten by a sufficiently concentrated burst of pure ether.
The only trouble is, we can't say for sure how concentrated the burst needs to be. Without knowing how much ether an Ascian soul is composed of, we're basically guessing.
Our sole clue lieth in thy struggle with La Habrea.
During that encounter, Hydaelyn bid you forge what she called a Blade of Light, a weapon which took the form of a luminous stream of energy. Based on your description, we believe the blade with which you vanquished your foe was composed of ether. Admittedly, your victory proved ephemeral, as La Habrea was able to use a crystal of darkness to flee into the space that lies between our world and the void. The fact remains, however, that Hydaelyn placed the means to destroy the Ascians in your hands. Be that as it may, it would be unwise to assume that she will do the same when we next encounter such a foe.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find the means to forge our own blade of ether, one to equal that which Hydaelyn did benevolently bestow upon her champion.
That is all well and good, but it seems to me that producing such a blade will require a prodigious quantity of ether. Whence will it come, pray tell?
Oh, what if we had two pieces of white auracite? One to trap the Ascian, and the other to store the ether for the blade.
Oh, nice try. But it's as I said, the stone won't hold ether for any length of time. We'd still need to collect the stuff there and then, sorry to say.
And therein lies the rub. Finding a way to create the blade whenever and wherever we choose.
'Twould seem more research is in order.
I'm going to linger a while, perform a few more tests on the auracite. And I could do with some help. Urianger, why don't you lend me a hand?
Mine apologies, but I am required at the Waking Sands. Lady Minfilia hath given me sole charge of the premises. 'Twould be unseemly to leave them unattended.
Sole charge, you say? So you're basically alone there, then? Well, that settles it. I'll just have to come to you.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You will recall that a survey party was dispatched to investigate the incident at the Isle of Val. What they discovered was troubling, to say the least. According to the report, the Isle has been erased from existence. 'Twas as if a hole had been torn in the very fabric of reality.
Aye, yet the mystery endeth not with the Isle's disappearance. It hath come to light that a number of scholars in various other locales were reported missing at a similar juncture.
What's more, they all had something in common with the head of the students of Baldesion. Every last one of them was researching a phenomenon called dimensional compression, or the rejoining as the ancient texts call it. I'll be damned if that's a coincidence.
All indications suggest Ascian involvement, but I sense that a force greater still is at work. The entity the Dark Beings call the One True God. We must pray that my dear friend Kryle regains consciousness soon. If she bore witness to the Isle of Val's final moments, she may be able to shed some light on this mystery.
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic locations across Eorzea. So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help. To think that it came from Huayu, my right hand.
There is more.
Huayu?
We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in Garlemald. But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Voris Zos Galvus.
Great.
Welcome back, my friend. I have already received word from Alfino. To think that Flame Marshal Huayu was the Garlean agent, together with Robon, when we discussed it. But now is not the time to dwell on such matters. I have... My thanks for
By now. But Allah.
In it. How?
Me?
Tis.
The
How?
Doring. Base. Admit.
So much conversation.
Quite so, my lady. We must needs find.
That is all well and good.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
And there...
I'm going. And I...
Late.
While you were afield, word arrived from the Sharlayan motherland. You...
It...
What's...
All? We must pray that my...
Following the calamity, the forces of the 14th Imperial Legion entrenched themselves in strategic... So swiftly did they accomplish this, it was suspected that they had received help.
There is more. We have reason to believe that Huayu didn't deal exclusively with the 14th. She also answered to a higher authority in... But this higher authority could not have been the Emperor. By consenting to the Media Project, Solus Zos Galvus showed himself to be more concerned about preventing the spread of primal influence than claiming Eorzea for the Empire. He would happily have seen the lot reduced to ash. We believe a number of high-ranking figures within the royal household were against the decision, but that they knew better than to oppose the Emperor openly. Of course, this didn't prevent them from making clandestine provisions, in which Huayu played a part.
Alas, these provisions did not prevent Dalamud from falling, and the ensuing chaos changed the face of the realm forever. Yet Eorzea survived. To all intents and purposes, the Meteor Project had failed, and the Empire was left to rue its lack of a decisive means to eliminate the Primals. Until, that is, it stumbled upon the Ultima weapon.
Even before the accursed thing was dug up, it seemed to me the 14th had the might to overwhelm our weakened armies. Yet they chose to hide behind their walls. Why?
The Black Wolf was wary of making the denizens of Eorzea desperate, lest more primals emerge to bleed the land. The discovery of the Ultima weapon, however, emboldened him to resume his war of conquest in earnest.
But there was one in Garlemald who believed that Van Belsar's actions were premature. One who stood higher in the Imperial Army's chain of command. He ordered the Legatus to halt his advance, only to find that the Black Wolf had slipped its leash, and that the 14th now acted alone. In a bid to bring Van Belsar to heel, he used the agent he had planted in Ul'dah prior to the calamity to undermine the Legion's efforts.
A man who outranks Van Belsar, yet opposed the late Emperor's decision to annihilate Eorzea. This could only be the former High Legatus of the Garlean army, now known as Emperor Vorissos Galvus. So he was Huayu's true master.
But one of several in actual fact. We've learned that even as Huayu served the Empire's interests, she sold Imperial secrets to a certain faction in Eorzea. In so doing, she helped to maintain the status quo, thus prolonging the conflict. Considering who stands to profit from war, it isn't hard to imagine who her other masters were.
Seven hells! You mean to say that she was a double agent?
Triple, if you consider her services to Van Belsar and the new Emperor as separate.
As neatly as these pieces seem to fit, one aspect of the puzzle remains unclear to me. By whose will was the Marshal feeding intelligence to the heretics? And try as I might, I fail to see how aiding their cause would profit either her Imperial or Monetarist masters. Could it be that another hand is at work here? If so, Huayu must be made to reveal whose it is.
Not only have I lost a trusted friend, now I must interrogate this stranger.
Not a pleasant task, I grant you, but a necessary one. Unless we weed out the ivy, root, stalk, and stem, it will simply grow back.
I know that full well. Those closest to Huayu have already been detained, and I will question them alongside her.
General, pray keep in mind that there may be unwitting abettors among them.
All will be treated fairly. On that you have my word. Those who are innocent have no cause to fear.
You have ever been a friend of truth, General. I hope the unpleasant task of weeding out falsehood will not detain you too long. Though it be for the sake of Eorzea, doubting one's comrades is poison to the soul. And with that, I take my leave.
All these years, I've been made to dance to their tune. How could you, Huayu? How could you side with them? Those cankers who take from this land and give naught in return, who use their power to disempower and grow fat while the people starve. I know you can hear me, Monetarist scum! Your crimes will not go unpunished! One day I will purge this land of your sickness! Before the eyes of the 12, I swear it!
Are you kidding me? What's going on here?